Welcome to another edition of From the Bleacher Sports Show. Your buddy, your pal, your amigo, your compadre, Tom, and I thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. It would do me a big favor to show me that you care. So, there have been a few releases last Thursday. That's customary, usually happens recently, where talent is let go. It's happened on various, that week after WrestleMania, kind of when, quote unquote, the wrestling season begins anew. In the 2020 year, you remember, I think there were like close to 30 talent releases. And, a lot of people were up and upset because it was during the pandemic where a lot of people got released. A lot of people got released and furloughed with the WWE. Some of them have come back, obviously, but a lot did lose their jobs. And, when you're a company that's traded on the stock market and you lose a majority of your income in house shows and house shows rather, and people stop buying merchandise and attendance at weekly shows and pay-per-views. It all plays a part, right? You gotta answer to the shareholders in your publicly traded company. But this year is there were some releases, not as many as last year. Still, a couple of them are rather surprising. Just want to give you some of my thoughts on those releases and where I could see them possibly going. Right off the bat, Samoa Joe was released. Samoa Joe recently, if you watched WrestleMania, you've seen Samoa Joe on commentary. Released right after WrestleMania. It was weird because at first they said that Samoa Joe will not, that Samoa Joe is being replaced. And made the announcement of who's replacing him, but they said that Samoa Joe would still continue to be on the active roster as a wrestler. Surprised he was released. And you kind of think of a lot of missed opportunities, missed angles, Joe, where, like, for example, he could have feuded against Roman Reigns or kind of sided with Roman Reigns, be on that faction with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman, kind of be the enforcers for Roman Reigns. He could have faced against him. Could have been a good feud. There were many possibilities, but I think here what's happened, it's a little bit perplexing if you think about it. I think once eventually it will come out and shoot interviews or whatever down the road, that I think maybe WWE kind of wanted to move Samoa Joe in a different light. Maybe they did not see him as a wrestler. Maybe they told him that he would not be cleared. And that could have led Samoa Joe to ask to be released. Or be taken off commentary. That's not what he wants to do. Or, there could have been some type of dispute as far as what his future is. He's had a lot of injuries, to be fair, recently. And as we've seen with certain wrestlers, Um, you know, look at Edge took him, or Christian took them 7 years, 9 years. Daniel Bryan, a couple of years to come back before they were actually medically cleared. 7, 8, 9 years for Edge and Christian. Daniel Bryan, what, 3 or 4 years? And I don't think that the WWE was going to clear Samoa Joe anytime soon. And I think there's a little bit more to it than what we're reading, than what we know. Peyton, Royce, and Billie Kay, kind of. And I see Samoa Joe going to. I could see him going to AEW, although AEW already has a lot of people. They don't know what to do. It's kind of the problem there, where you see someone on TV, then you don't see him from a couple of weeks. But I think Samoa Joe could wind up on AEW or Impact. I don't think you will see him going to NWA or MLW, places like this. I don't think that's what Samoa Joe at this age is there for. Bo Dallas, I was saying Peyton, Royce, and Billie Kay, but let me skip to Bo Dallas. Finally released. Bo Dallas is like the Richard Simmons of the WWE. No one knows where Richard Simmons is. When's the last time anyone has seen Richard Simmons in public? Same thing with Bo Dallas. There was even speculation that Bo Dallas was the Fiend on WrestleMania. Bo Dallas hasn't been seen for about 18 months. Made the first cut last year. He still made it. Was employed. There's talk about him showing up to catering and being there backstage. Just hasn't been used. Missed opportunity. Bo leave. I was a big fan of that. I think that was great. So red hot in NXT when he was there. Don't know really what happened here. There was a missed opportunity, I think, where you could have made Bo Dallas part of the Wyatt family, have him join up with his real life brother and Bray, and I think you could have got some magic there, because he could have definitely changed his look up to definitely look that way and play the part. Just think there was some missed opportunity there, and that could have added some longevity into Bo Dallas. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Really, what was the point of breaking up that tag team? They needed each other. Although, surprisingly, and it's weird, you have a tag team division that really does not have true tag teams. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce was truly the only real tag team that wasn't kind of forced together. They have a friendship. They came in as a tag team together. And, supposed to be the next version of Layla and Lay Cool, right? That's what they kind of tried to play him off as. To broke him up. You thought that Peyton Royce will be the breakout of the two. Drafted to Raw. Never really made it without Billie Kay, surprisingly. She was on Peyton Royce. You've seen her on, on Raw Talk, making a passionate promo about how, she wants to be known and not forgotten. Probably the best promo she cut in his career. And then you don't, release. And Billie Kay, she was on TV after the breakup, week in and week out, trying to get that resume gimmick over. It actually looked like she was joining up along with Carmella. And then broken the next week. Not the best in the ring in Billie Kay. Peyton Royce a little bit better. I could see Peyton Royce with AEW being that, she is, I could see her going there. I think that's not a problem. She's already has started that process, working on changing it over to the independents, and you could see her there soon. Mojo Raleigh, listen, the Hype Brothers had its run in NXT. Mojo Raleigh, it seems like the only time he got a chance was when they had Gronkowski here. Listen, to be fair, he had a chance before. We had vignettes looking himself in the mirror, kind of being this kind of crazy, demonic character, if you will, and just couldn't get it over. So they had, invested time in and time and money with them, with Mojo Raleigh. It just did not work out. I never really saw any connection to Mojo Raleigh whatsoever, honestly. Never anything that kind of compelled me to Mojo Raleigh. Mickie James also was released. Mickie James, it's better for her. I think you could see Mickie James going in NWA with Nick Aldis there, her husband. Mickie James, WWE seen her in a different type of light. It was evident. They seen Mickie James in retirement. Mickie James was not ready for retirement. It's better that Mickie James does move on. I'd like to see her in the NWA, kind of be a part of Strictly Business. That would be that could be a good faction with the addition of Mickie James. Kalisto, listen, Kalisto was, had a run as, if I'm not mistaken, U.S. champion. Lucha House Party, a character, that I never connected with. But, he was never meant to be a character that I should connect with at 40 years old. He was more meant, to be a character that, was for the younger audience. And really, that's if you think about it, Samoa Joe and probably, who are you really that surprised about? You can make the case for really Samoa Joe, honestly, but I think there's a little bit more to that meets the eye. Listen, there have been wrestlers that have been let go and they have come back. It's all a matter of what type of name and what type of noise you're able to bring, to create out there on the indies and bring yourself back into the fold of WWE if you want that. And if you don't, that's perfectly fine, because there are other federations out there, and if you're happy with that type of a living, then right now, if you're a wrestler, and honestly, if you're a wrestling fan, there's a lot to choose from, and we as fans and should be happy and support all types of wrestling. So I hope all is well, and look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon.